Hello and welcome to LE. Today we are going to talk about something very simple yet incredibly powerful: how to practice English every single day of your life. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Many people carry a heavy burden of belief that to speak English well, they must pack their bags and move to a place like the UK or America. They think they need to be surrounded by the streets of London or the cafes of New York to truly get it. But I am here to tell you that this is simply not true. You do not need to live in a specific city. You do not need a native speaker standing by your side every minute. And you certainly do not need to sacrifice hours of sleep to study every night. I hear from students all the time who say, "Tom, I'm too busy. I'm nervous. I don't know where to start." If that sounds like you, take a deep breath. You don't need a lot of time, and you don't need perfect grammar to begin. You just need to change how you see the language. The most important step in your journey is listening. If your goal is to speak better, the path to that goal begins with your ears. Think of listening not as a difficult test, but as the foundation of everything else. In our busy lives, we often feel we have no time for study, but listening is different. You can listen while you walk to work, while you clean your house, while you cook dinner, or even while you're resting. The goal is to make English your background music. When you do this, don't put pressure on yourself to understand every single syllable. If you only understand 30% or 50%, that is still incredibly useful. You are training your brain to hear the real rhythm of the language, which is very different from the stiff English you find in textbooks. By letting these sounds enter your ears for just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you are training your brain to understand faster without even realizing it. Listening is your foundation, but to grow strong, you must eventually speak. This is where many people get stuck because they are afraid of making mistakes. But remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be practiced. The best way to bridge the gap between listening and speaking is a technique called shadowing. When you hear a sentence or a short piece of audio, don't just let it pass, repeat it immediately. Try to copy the voice you hear. Don't just say the words, match the rhythm and the emotion. This isn't just about learning words, it's about physical training. When you shadow, your pronunciation becomes clearer, your speaking feels smoother, and most importantly, your confidence begins to grow. You are teaching your mouth and your brain to work together in a new way. One of the biggest obstacles to fluency is the translation trap. When you try to translate from your native language into English, it takes too much time, and the conversation moves past you. You must start thinking in English. Now, this sounds difficult at first, but the secret is to start small. Start with short, simple sentences in your mind throughout your day. When you wake up, instead of thinking in your native language, say to yourself, "It's morning. I'm still sleepy. I need coffee." When you step outside, look at the world and describe it simply. "The sky is blue. The air is cold. I see a dog." During your workday, acknowledge your feelings. "I'm working. I'm tired. I want to go home." These may seem like small, unimportant thoughts, but they are doing something vital. They're helping your brain connect directly to English without needing a middleman. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes. Think of your fluency like a muscle. If you want a muscle to grow, you go to the gym. For your speaking muscles, your gym is expressive reading. Find a short, simple text. It could be a news article, a blog post, or a page from a book. Now, go through these 3 steps. 1. Read it slowly and clearly. Focus on every sound. 2. Read it again, but a little faster. Try to let the words flow together. 3. Read it a third time with expression. Act it out. Put emotion into the words. This triple reading method builds your fluency and your confidence at the same time. It prepares you for the physical act of speaking so that when you are in a real conversation, your muscles already know what to do. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. The final and most important lesson is this. If you want to speak English well, you must stop studying it and start living with it. English should not be a chore that you only do for 30 minutes on a Monday night. It shouldn't be something that stays trapped inside a textbook or a classroom. It needs to become part of your real, everyday life, just like your morning coffee or your favorite app. The more you see it, hear it, and use it in your daily routine, the more it becomes part of who you are. When you make English a habit, it stops feeling like homework and starts feeling like life. And that, my friends, is exactly when real fluency begins. Thank you for joining me today. Keep practicing, keep living with the language, and I will see you next time. Goodbye for now.